G'day guys, the weather is absolutely gorgeous and I'm doing some bait fishing at Lake Weeroona in Bendigo. Normally I use corn here to specifically target carp, but today I've brought some Jan Juc worms and there's also some redfin and catfish in here. So let's see what I get. Well, as I was baiting my hooks, a bloke on his canoe just went right past in front of me here. So I'm going to be limited with my casting distance because the last thing I want to do is get in the canoe's way. But luckily, I don't have to cast far at all here anyway. So I'm just going to put it out there. And very similarly with the second one, just over there. Well, I fished this exact spot back in winter. I fished the sunrise, and that divot in the ground there is where I chucked the big carp that I caught, and the birds came over and started eating it. But warmer weather, better conditions, hopefully more than one fish. Hopefully one fish to start with. You know you're suburban fishing when there's roadwork sounds in the background. How's the serenity? There we go, first nibble. Let's see if he'll come back. Ooh, that's a better bite. Other rod. That one might be a carp, I think, with a bite like that. That one looks like a little redfin, I reckon. Let's see if we can catch it. Being elusive so far. Got him. Yep. I'm on the board with that. He's gonna release himself here in a sec or get stuck down in these weeds, so I better save him. Come here. Well, I got him out. Look at that thing. He's about as long as my hand, a little bit shorter. Let's guess about 10 centimeters. See you, mate. Oh, goodness me. I'm on the board. Let's catch some more. I've caught a turtle on the other rod. I hooked him in the leg. I just pulled it up to check the bait. Ow! Lucky that wasn't the hook. The sinker hit me in the finger. He looks a bit trapped now. There you go, bud. Off you go. See ya. A redfin and a turtle. Well, that's a start. I just cast that one back in. I was pulling that up to check the bait and it just had a turtle on it. There you go. I'm not sure, but I think something's playing with the bait. Probably a turtle. Another turtle. Bloody things. And again, I've missed the mouth hook up. I'll get down there and get him unhooked. I think it might be just wedged under the shell. You turtles are getting, oh, it's another one hooked in the claw. They're getting unlucky today. Maybe they're trying to grab it. I don't know how turtles work with their food. He might be trying to grab it with his claw, or they, I should say, because it is the second one. Look how muddy he is. He's dug fresh out of the mud to have a meal. I see you in there, mate. All right. Ugh. See you later. Eventually. Well, that's a turtley spot. I'll give it another chance, but if I catch another turtle in that same spot, I'll move the bait. But for now, I'm catching something, and that makes me happy. Well, it has been very quiet despite catching 2 turtles and a tiny redfin. I've had a handful of other bites, but the last hour or so has been very, very quiet. But this lake can flick like a switch. It can just switch on out of nowhere. A bite window can open and I could be onto 6 carp in the next 10 minutes. You never know. But for now, it's nice and relaxing. Whoa! that was a better bite. I don't think that one was a turtle. I just sat down because it's been so quiet. Okay, I don't think that one's a turtle either. That one didn't come back. Has the bite window I was speaking about opened? And we're finally going to start catching a few fish. And this one's actually cast out pretty much in the middle of those two white cones, traffic cones, canoe cones, I don't know. It's out there. It's not a very big fish, but it's a fish. Whoa, okay, it's bigger than I thought. It's probably still not huge, but he's still having a go at it. Got him. Oh, I had him. He got off. You cheeky bugger. I definitely had something. Or maybe it was just weeds. No, it was a fish. I felt it fighting. Bugger. Would have been the biggest fish I've caught so far today. Probably not by much. Whoa, that's what I get for walking away from my rods. Oh, I missed that one. Hopefully he comes back. Got him. Fish of the day for sure. It is a little carp. Happy with that. It's not a turtle. Come here, mate. Calm down. Stop it. Ugh. Let's get him up the bank. There we go. One little, I almost want to say crucian carp. Doesn't quite look like a euro, does it? If that could be a crucian carp, I'll have to do some research, or let me know in the comments. Do you think that's a euro or a crucian? It is definitely a carp, and he's definitely not getting released. I'm very happy he came out to play. Thanks, mate. I'll get you unhooked and get you taken care of so I can get my bait back out there. See you later. And the worm's still on the hook. It's a little bit dirty. That won't stop it catching me a fish though. Let's wash off some of the dirt and carp smell. And we've got fresh Jan Juc worm again. Hopefully the fish are starting to come on the bite and I'll catch a few more. Well, I've just moved this one again. It was out between the two white markers there, straight out in front. I've moved it over towards the left marker and about 5 meters closer than it. So I'm just moving it around, trying to find where the fish are holding. This one's catching me turtles and fish, so it can stay where it is. I'll tell you what, if this one doesn't do better soon, I'll put it up right at the edge here and catch some more baby redfin. There we go, same rod. I don't know if this one's a carp. Is he on? No, he was just playing with it vigorously. Looked more like a redfin bite, that one. The carp's been well and truly stomped, but it had a little nerve twitch and these guys flew in and had a fit. And the seagulls have spotted it as well. Just had a bite on this one, which I've moved yet again. I've moved it in closer because that one's getting all the action, so I've put it about the same far out, just on that angle instead of that angle, and it's led to a bite, so I've done something right here. I think, oh okay, he's on. Whatever it is on. It's not very big. He caught himself for me, and it's not a turtle, so I'm still winning. It's another baby redfin. It's actually about, well, I'm not sure how much of this fish you've seen because my battery went flat as I was winding it in, but another little redfin. He's a smidgen, probably 2 centimeters bigger than the first one I caught. Still an absolute baby though. See you, mate. Oh, head first. Well, I'm winning again. 3 fish to 2 turtles. 2 of the fish are only that big, but that doesn't matter. Got about an hour left to fish, so let's see how I go. That's definitely another little redfin. Can tell by their bites. Got him. This is probably the smallest one yet. Yep. Yeah, he might be the same as the first one I caught. So yeah, he's pretty tiny either way. There you go. Look at that, he's an inbred one too with a crooked tail. But that's probably the smallest. He's about 9 centimeters. See you, mate. Head first again. I'm on a roll. I'm on the head first hat trick. There we go. All the action's been on the other rod until just now. I was thinking about moving it, but it just got a bite as I walked over to it, so we'll see. It was a bit of a different bite, not so much like the redfin bites on the other rod. Hopefully a carp, something that'll put up a good fight and is bigger than 10 centimeters. Just going to deal with that carp over there, because you don't leave them there when you leave to go home. You deal with them, take them with you, or bury them, or cut them and throw them in the water, or put them in the bin here at the park. But I was just going to deal with it because I'm going to pack up shortly and I've got another bite. Whoa, it's another little redfin. He tried to take off with it just then. I wasn't ready. I probably could have hooked him. It was still very fast. That's a turtle. See how the rod's bending slowly? Pretty sure it is anyway. Yep. Oh no. I thought I was done with turtles for that. Is it a turtle? It's not, it's a bloody fish. It's a nice redfin. I could have sworn that was a turtle. Wow. Well, there's my one more fish. Wow. It's the nicest redfin I've seen caught here. That's certainly the nicest one I've caught personally here. Wow. About 28 centimeters if I had to guess. Beautiful colours out of this water too. Oh my God. Aren't you a nice surprise, mate? I reckon you're going to be my thumbnail if I can get you into the sun. I'm in the... ah, there we go. Something like that. Fishing with worms at Lake Weeroona. And I didn't bring anything to keep a fish today. I don't know if I'd want to keep a fish out of here anyway, but you get to swim away, mate. I might go over here and get a bit of release footage. All right, mate. Beautiful little Lake Weeroona, well, little, beautiful big Lake Weeroona redfin. See you later. Well, 4 hours of fishing at Lake Weeroona was definitely quiet, but it was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed watching, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to follow all my future adventures, and I'll see you next time.